Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you how to upgrade your stock transmitter to a Sanwa transmitter. This method will work with Futaba as well as Spektrum. You just need to get the correct receiver for it. Now this is the finished product. Everything's well hidden. And I tested this the other day and the body fits perfectly. Nothing's rubbing, no restrictions, nothing. So I'm going to start the build by working on the ESC first. So we will begin by removing the shrink wrap and all the wires except the red wire on the switch. I spliced into the red silicone to expose the wire. I then twisted the red wire and positioned it in such a way so I could solder it and jump the switch. The lead that goes to the receiver must be replaced since the connector is the wrong size. I'll be using the connector that came with the receiver. This goes out to the receiver that'll control your ESC. This one will go to your motor, and then over here you connect the battery terminals. If you connect it the other way, you'll have constant power to your motor and your motor will just keep spinning out of control. Alright, so here we are. Car's completely disassembled, and I've gone ahead and I've taken out the switch. Don't need the power switch, gonna jump that. I've gone in and soldered the servo board. You can see the two positive and negative that goes to one end of the board. On the other end, you have your servo lead that goes to the receiver. So on the bottom, you'll have the servo lead soldered there, and on the top, it will be the potentiometer. Now you can solder it backwards, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters are these cables that are connected properly. So if we're looking at the servo lead that goes to the receiver, we're going to connect black to black, red to yellow of the potentiometer, and the white of the receiver lead goes to the red of the potentiometer. I've also gone ahead and set up the battery terminals. What I've used there are the leads that come with the PN motors, or really any motor. It's got a loop that fits perfectly there, and I just cut them to length and it works. Once you have positioned the ESC nicely, attach the top cover. Remember to run the receiver and servo leads to the front of the car. The servo board fits perfectly under the top cover where you would normally install the gyro. Now run the wires in behind the servo gears. Make sure not to wedge them in or your servo may malfunction. I ran one cable at a time to make it easier. You will need to file or Dremel a half round where the cables exit the servo gear cover. Not doing this will cause a lot of unnecessary tension in that area. Alright, so now that the covers are back in place, I will move forward and reassemble the car. The motor will be soldered directly to the board. Once the car is assembled, I'll go ahead and mount the receiver. Here I use 3M double-sided clear tape. I found that if I shrink wrap the receiver, it makes a better surface for the double-sided tape to stick on. Make sure to compress the rear shock before mounting the receiver. Remember that your rear shock moves and could be hitting your receiver. Now that your receiver is mounted, go ahead and connect the servo ESC and transponder to the receiver. I found that by wrapping the transponder wire around all of the wires gives a cleaner look. I tucked in the wires behind the transponder under the receiver. I did not have to shrink wrap the transponder. The 3M double-sided tape does a great job holding it as is. So now let's test this. Let's just put the batteries in and go. See what happens. Got the steering. So it looks like my channel needs to be reversed on my transmitter. I must point out that you will have to play with your transmitter quite a bit in order to get all the endpoints right and whatnot. So now we're going forward just like, and there's your reverse. Alright, that'll be it. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up and subscribe.